moments ago, we heard from Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. Let's listen to a little bit of what he had to say.
We need to close these loopholes once and for all. 90% of all Americans, 80% of all gun owners are for closing these loopholes. And the House has passed legislation, bipartisan, that would do just that. But the Senate, Leader McConnell, refuses to let the legislation come to the floor. I'm here tonight to say that Majority Leader McConnell should once and for all do the right thing, gavel the Senate into an emergency session so we can take immediate action on the bipartisan, already passed House bill that will close the loopholes that allow people who shouldn't have guns to have them.
Joining me now, former FBI Assistant Director for Counterintelligence and MSNBC National Security Analyst Frank Figliuzzi, and former Obama administration counterterrorism official Nate Snyder. Thank you both for being here. Frank Figliuzzi, let me start with you. There has been this increased focus, obviously, on domestic terrorism in the wake of this incident, but it didn't just start with El Paso. We heard from the FBI Director Christopher Wray very recently in Congress talking about how this threat has escalated. What are the challenges facing our law enforcement officials in trying to fight domestic terrorism as opposed to the international terrorism that we've spent so much time talking about this past decade?
Well, you're right. The FBI has been ringing the alarm bells, and it's sad that people haven't been adequately listening to them. In fact, just in April, a few months ago, they created a hate crime domestic terrorism fusion cell because it's really complicated to deal with domestic terrorism. And it's one of the reasons why we don't have some law on the federal books called domestic terrorism. We have plenty of international terrorism law. We have material support to terrorism. We have lots of undercover operation and informant development on blog sites and websites that we know are associated with Al-Qaeda or ISIS. And we do that because we know Al-Qaeda or ISIS sites are where people go to talk about killing. But on the domestic terrorism side, because of our free speech and privacy rights that are the basis of our government and our democracy, we stay away from those sites because people are free to speak as they wish about who they hate or what skin color they hate. But the problem is there's a gap. We're not there when they start talking about moving from hating those people to moving to killing those people. So it's time for a discussion in Congress to ask law enforcement, what tools do you need to stop this from happening?
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.